How are you feeling? Just talk me through that one.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a good win for us, and I do think we deserved it today. I thought we were the better side. Yeah, and I thought it would have been a bit sort of harsh on us if we hadn't got the 3 points today. First half, obviously, very disappointed with the goal we conceded. I did sort of warn the players about, I knew Hemel would be quite inventive with their free kicks and things like that, and we switched off a little bit there from the free kick, and they ended up scoring from it, which was really disappointing, with like a couple of minutes before half time. But then we did show good character to get an equaliser before the half would finish, and I'm sure Joe will be very disappointed with that from his point of view. That's a key thing. I think if they can get in at 1-0 at half time, it does change the dynamics of the game slightly, even though I thought that perhaps that would have been a bit harsh on us to be losing at half time. But we showed good character to keep going. Cabby did great, good bit of skill, and then Brandon joined in, and I was pleased for Bobson to sort of be in the right place at the right time to finish it, because Bobson's got a lot of good attributes, and we've been just trying to speak to him about his end product. That's sometimes what lets him down. But I was pleased he finished the goal, and he was in the right place at the right time. So 1-0 at half time, we felt reasonably confident that we could perhaps go on, if we got our performance levels right, to win the game. And we had sort of several chances, didn't we, second half? To be honest, we should have been a couple more, really, particularly headed chances. I mean, we've had 2 or 3 excellent opportunities that perhaps we should have scored, and we haven't. Laurie's made a great save to deny Reece Fleet as well, and we got in numerous times. So, I thought we were worthy winners today. I wanted the players to put on a good performance, because I haven't been happy with our last 2 games. I thought we were very poor against Northley on Wednesday. It wasn't an enjoyable game to be part of at all, and then I didn't think we played particularly great at Chelmsford either last Saturday, so we needed to play better today, and I thought we did, and as I say, I thought we did deserve to win the game.
Watching you in the dugout, though, some frustration with some of those missed chances. I mean, that was sort of quite clear. Well,
what you're sort of thinking is that could come back to bite you. We've seen it before, and when there's only a 1 goal in it, it only takes a little bit of a good play from them or a mistake, and you're thinking, well, in a game we should sort of be winning fairly comfortably. That was the thing. You've got to be ruthless, and you've got to put the ball in the net, and we should have done that a couple more times. Because I'm always fearful that that's going to come back to haunt you, as I say. But we saw it out reasonably comfortably. I don't think there was too many sort of scares for us. And no, it was a good performance. That's 2 home wins in the league. Previous to the game against Dulwich, our home form had been really poor. So it's nice to get a couple of home wins. And we'll take that. And I think that's now taken us above our points total for last season, so you're always looking for progression and to improve, and I think we finished on 49 points last year, so we're now on 50 points with 4 games to go, so that shows a little bit of improvement, and pleased.
And looking forward to next weekend, and then obviously into the Easter period, where you've got a few games quite close together, but Concord next weekend.
Yeah, that's not going to be an easy place to go at all. The Concord are still sort of fighting for playoffs, done very well to still be in and amongst it, to be honest. We had a very tight game with them down here. They're a good side. I think it's probably going to be similar to sort of, in a lot of ways, to sort of Chelmsford, that type of game. I should imagine the pitch will be quite hard and bumpy, and they're very physically strong, Concord. So we're going to have to get our game right there, that's for sure. If we go down there, with the wrong mentality, we could get easily turned over. But I'm sure we won't. In the main, our attitudes have been good. And, in that mid-table position, I suppose the thing that we have lacked is that consistency, really. I do feel that on our day, when we get our game right, we're probably a match for most teams in the league. And but unfortunately, we have been a little bit inconsistent. And, that's where we are. I think to be a real successful side, there's many things that you need, but you need sort of a solid group that what you're going to get out of week in, week out. Perhaps we've sort of got a few players in that team who are a little bit sort of up and down, and that's probably why our results are at times as well. But in the main, they've done well for me. I can't be too critical of them. Pleased with the win today anyway.
And good to see Jody back.
Yeah, Joe, great guy. We still talk quite a bit. It's his first sort of season in management. I'm sure he's learning all of the time. Good coach, very hard working, and it was nice to see him today. I'm sure we'll sort of go and have a drink together now, and you know, now the game's finished, you know, but there's obviously no friendships when the game's going on. He would have wanted to beat me just as much as we wanted to beat them, really. So, you know, that's what happens in football. And also nice to see Rob Sinclair and Frankie Masunda obviously wasn't fit today, he wasn't here, but Cavan Cotter we've had down here as well. So a lot of familiar faces, but I'm sure Joe will do a good job at Hemel. I think he needs to, you know, have a pre-season where he can perhaps get his own players in and try and put his stamp on it. But I'm sure he'll do a good job. And with us anyway, we'll just keep going. You know, I think it's a very, very good chance we'll get put in the National League North next year. So that sort of maybe affects our player recruitment a little bit. So it's a little bit unsettling to not know quite what league you're going to be in. But I'll be amazed if we're not in the North, looking at the dynamics of the teams coming down. So we'll keep going. You know, always, all in all, I know people and the supporters that come always want to see us win every game and, you know, want to see us trying to compete with those playoffs. And, you know, but I think it is important that we keep some perspective on things. You know, the club is still in a very sort of poor situation financially, although day by day that's getting easier through the hard work of the people at the club, Paul, Justin, everybody connected with the club. But I think sometimes it's easy to forget just how sort of perilous the situation sort of was. And for us to still be competing at this level and competing well, and the cup runs that we've had, you know, I think it's sort of remarkable that we're still here fighting, you know. And I don't want that to sort of, you know, can't keep saying that, because I do appreciate that, you know, you've got to show some ambition, and I'm as ambitious as the next person. And we don't want to keep being mid-table, and we're not just accepting that as a club. But sometimes you have to look at the bigger picture, and the fact that we're still here as a club, competing at National League, Step 2 level, and not just competing, but doing reasonably okay, you know. So we'll keep going, see how we can progress it on again. We've got 4 league games to play, plus a cup final, and we'll just keep going, and we want to perform well in every game and see what happens.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.